Welcome back, everybody. This is great that you're back. We are so very happy.
Yes, we're happy you're back. And
guess who else is back?
make sure you have your mic on the right side there. There you go.
Guess who else is back?
It's Anna. She's back. We didn't scare her off after 2 episodes.
Not possible.
Actually, I think we're releasing all of these at once.
Have I officially?
So, what? Have you officially what?
Broke the record?
I think so. Most in a row, for sure, right?
Least viewers. Right now we're at 0, or listeners.
We haven't released any of the episodes as I think. So I think I had already posted them, and then I'll have already posted. I stopped being able to speak all of a sudden.
It's a Thursday.
An announcement that explains why we released all these at one time, because I came up with a reason, even though maybe it was just because I was putting it off. I don't know.
No, I agreed with you.
Wait, you're releasing them all like the same day?
Yeah, they're all going to come out.
Has that ever happened on Movie Vault?
I don't think so.
2 firsts.
It's like a bit. It's pointless to recount the reason because
then it's all right. We can move on.
Although by the 3rd episode, everyone's gonna have forgotten why we were doing it in the first place, so it doesn't matter. It's a Christmas present from the Movie Vault. We're gonna wrap it all up in 3 episodes. The week of Christmas, you get 3 at once. Lord of the Rings,
Really?
maybe. I mean, wouldn't you say the Lord of the Rings is a great start to your Christmas week when you're reminding yourself of the birth of Jesus? Somehow that you can tie the Lord of the Rings, and I haven't figured out how. Otherwise, I would have said it, but yeah.
No, it is nice. It's nice that we got our first series in.
True.
It's only 3 parts.
Yeah.
It's a good start for a series.
It's a trilogy of episodes.
This has been a haul. This has been... And we're not doing Harry Potter, I'm telling you right now. This has been the hardest 3 weeks of movie I've ever had to do.
Because it's also during finals week.
Let me recount what I did. Well, I'm still currently in the middle of doing since Tuesday night. I watched Apocalypse Now, which is not... That's sort of forced upon ourselves because it wasn't for Movie Vault. And that was 2 hours and 30 minutes. Then I watched this movie, which is 3 hours and 20 minutes. And then I'm going to finish Avatar before tomorrow at 10:15 because I'm going to watch Avatar Way of Water. So that's about 12 hours or 11 and a half hours of movie watching.
Your life just gone.
Yeah. And so basically what I'm saying is don't complain about your life because my life is probably harder than yours.
Yep.
All
well,
right.
I'm glad it's over because 3 hours of movies a week is kind of a lot.
Yeah.
For this guy. So, yes, thank you, Anna, for doing the long haul, for going all the way from the Shire to Mordor with us. It's been a good run. Yeah. So we might as well just end it now. That's what I think. But no, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. I had to look it up. I forgot. It is great. It is my favorite of the 3.
Okay.
I thought it was going to end 8 times. I thought it ended at the 1 hour mark, the 2 hour mark, and the 3 hour mark. And I fell asleep 3 times. But it was great.
That's how they trick you.
Yes. I predicted a few things. There were some twists and turns that I did not expect. And overall, I liked Aragorn. He was pretty cool. So with that, Anna, what was your takeaways as we have done before?
We're just jumping on takeaways.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want me to read the plot first?
Oh, okay, sure.
That way.
I just got thrown out.
Okay, never mind.
Order.
All right, so I have with me a little summary of the movie written by a guy named J Welch 5742 from IMDb. Thank you, J Welch 5742. We appreciate your hard work into making this. Sauron's forces have laid siege on Minas Tirith, the capital of Gondor, in their efforts to eliminate the race of men. The once great kingdom, watched over by a fading steward, has never been in more desperate need of its king. But can Aragorn answer the call of his heritage and become what he was born to be? In no small measure, the fate of Middle-earth rests on his broad shoulders, his broad, muscular shoulders. With the final battle joined and the legions of darkness gathering, Gandalf urgently tries to rally Gondor's broken army into action. He is aided by Rohan's King Theoden, who unites his warriors for history's biggest test. Yet even with their courage and passionate loyalty, the forces of men, with Éowyn and Merry hidden amongst them, are no match for the enemies swarming against Gondor. Still, in the face of great losses, they charge forward into the battle of their lifetimes. Tied together by a singular goal to keep Sauron distracted and give the ring bearer a chance to complete quest. Their hope rests with Frodo, a tiny but determined hobbit, making a perilous trip across treacherous enemy lands to cast the One Ring into the fires of Mount Doom. The closer Frodo gets to his destination, the heavier the burden becomes, and the more he must rely on Samwise Gamgee. Gollum and the ring will test Frodo's allegiances and ultimately his humanity.
Wow, that's great.
Which I'm going to point out, he is not a human. He is a hobbit. So his
hobbitanity.
Yeah.
I'll work on it.
So now that we've covered that,
solid.
What's your reaction to this movie upon rewatch?
Yeah, I was actually really glad to rewatch it. I feel like the third one was the one, since it is 3 hours and 20 minutes long, that like I forgot a lot of little things about. So watching it definitely I was like, oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Zachary?
That's not the end.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyway, yeah.
You paused though.
For dramatic effect, you should know this.
Sorry.
It definitely confirmed that Sam is my favorite, and I think he is the hero of the story.
Why?
I have many reasons why.
Well, then just say it.
Do you want me to get into it right now? Okay, I don't know. Like, Frodo gets on my nerves in this movie, but
Why?
I know he has good reason. I know, it's literally the ring. I know, so I try and keep that in mind. But he's just a terrible friend to Sam.
No, he's not.
Stop.
He's not.
Stop.
Okay, I'll stop.
Okay, why is he not? He literally sides with Smeagol / Gollum for most of the movie, and then he literally, do you know the scene? The scene when he literally tells Sam to get out of there is so sad.
Sam didn't present himself to be trustworthy. Smeagol was just trying to help. Listen. I think, yes, he's selfish, but he was looking at Smeagol and trying to show some empathy, even though Smeagol betrayed him.
Yes, exactly.
So he was wrong in the end.
And literally the whole time, Sam...
At least you're showing empathy.
This is why Sam's the hero, though. He literally goes with Frodo the whole time. And then he goes back to get him, and then he takes the ring when Frodo... I'm, spoiling, which... it's not spoiling. Anyway, I'm just jumping ahead.
It doesn't matter.
But when Frodo goes with Shelob? Shelob. The big spider thing. He literally saves the ring. That's clutch. And then when they're going up the mountain, he's like, they're almost there, and Frodo just can't do it anymore. He literally, fireman carries him up this huge mountain. He's got no strength left either, and then he finally gets him, and then he fights off Smeagol, and then he gets to the thing, and then Frodo is overcome by the ring at the end, which you're like, oh, no way. And then Sam didn't do a ton there. But the only reason that Frodo...
He just looks sad. The
only reason that Frodo threw the ring is because he was fighting with him for the ring.
I was hoping that Sam would push him in.
Push Frodo in?
Yeah. Because he was putting on the ring.
That had to have been in the original,
oh my gosh.
Of the endings that J.R.R. Tolkien came up with, which I don't know if this is how he did it, but I'm imagining he had multiple different endings.
Oh, for sure.
And then, so then one of them's Sam pushes Frodo into the lake of fire.
Yes.
I don't think that ever would have been in his mind.
No,
that would have been out of character for Sam.
The world is at stake.
It wouldn't have made sense. I don't think it would have made sense for
Sam would have found any other way than to
do that. There's no other way.
Frodo's character arc.
No, I agree. Sam's definitely the hero, though.
Yeah.
He's the hero, especially when how weak Frodo is. Yeah. Sam seems to be more agile, versatile, and strong.
Yeah.
But
it's just just shows loyalty and a true friendship.
Yeah, the weight of the ring becomes a lot by the end of the movie. But you're right. Yeah, good sense of friendship and camaraderie.
Was Sam actually tempted though by the ring, or was he just saying that?
When
he's give me the ring, I don't want it.
So that part confused me.
Because the music's the same music played when other people are tempted.
See, that was my thing. I wasn't sure if it was meaning that Sam was being tempted by the ring, or it meant that he was unsure if he wanted to give it back to Frodo because Frodo was so attached to the ring.
It either meant that one of them was tempted, because the same music plays when Gollum was tempted and when Frodo was tempted.
See, I'm not sure.
And when Boromir was. So I was like, well, Sam, are you being tempted like I said in episode 2? Call back. But I don't think he was actually tempted. I think it was just saying Frodo was, and he was recognizing that.
I wrote down that it was important that Sam had to have that encounter with the ring, because it kind of proved his absolute loyalty to Frodo. Although it did end up with Frodo like taking it from him, but I agree with your assessment that I don't think it was as much Sam wanting the ring as it was, because there would have been a little bit of a struggle. It could have ended up looking like Smeagol and Deagle at the start of the movie.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, were you happy to find that out?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the contrast between the two friends, where it was like an all out, like, I'm gonna kill you, like, fight, and then Sam and Frodo just being like, oh, I'll just let you have it. So I don't know what it was about Sam that made him like not seem as attractive, because with everyone else who encounters the ring, there's this like, and I think there was maybe even a slight pull with Sam, but everyone else had a much stronger pull, and maybe it was just because he's a hobbit, and it takes a little bit more for hobbits to grow attached to the ring, perhaps.
I don't know but as we saw with Smeagol and Deagle, it was right away with them. They're
literally one of the hobbits was one of the ones that had the biggest addiction to it.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, it was immediate.
I don't know. My theory with Sam is I just love Sam so much.
So
he's just such a good guy. So
his power comes from your love for him.
Huh?
I don't know. So then why is he immune and nobody else?
He's not immune. But I think Sam is less like
corrupted by his heart,
because he just literally multiple times is just thinking back to the Shire, thinking back to his life. He's like on the journey home. He's like, we're getting home. He just wants to go back to normal. He just wants to live his life, get this over with, the world to be the same again. He's not like wanting any power, any ring, anything.
I mean, he literally selflessly went on the journey.
Yeah.
He didn't have to.
Yeah.
Even though Gandalf told him.
Frodo was going to go by himself. So yeah.
On this part, yes. So Gandalf told him originally, but you're right. He did follow him and almost drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get to him in the first movie. This is my theory, though. I think people who are like, I guess the word would be corrupt in heart or more evil, tend to have more draw to the ring, right? Would you say?
Is that necessarily true though? Because Galadriel has a draw to the ring,
and she's powerful already.
I don't know whether is it the amount of power that you have is equated to what your pull to the ring is, or is it like some sort of like diagram of like you could either be really corrupt already or really powerful, and that it both equates to the draw to the ring. You know what I mean?
It's getting so technical. That's true though, because I don't know, because like obviously
I wouldn't
Smeagol, he had the ring for so long, and it was immediately.
Yeah, it was.
He didn't have any power status.
And maybe we're just reading too much into it. It's possible, because
we definitely are. No, yeah.
Because Galadriel, I would have to go back to the book. I don't remember whether that was something they added in. Like, did Galadriel actually have that scene where she like really wanted the ring?
I feel like that'd be a big add-in, so I feel like it is.
Yeah, probably.
We could fact check it though.
Also, there's, the Nazgul guy, like who's the Wraith and the Witch of Death or whatever. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, they keep changing these people's names.
Yeah. So he died, right?
Yeah.
I thought in the first movie or second movie, Gollum said that he can't die.
No. That said that in this movie too. They said no man can kill him, and that's when she comes up, and Eowyn's like, I ain't no man, and then she stabs him.
Well, that just quickly became the least favorite part of the movie for me.
I literally knew you were gonna say that.
That's
all back to the event. I'm not even.
When I saw that,
the Avengers when all the women stood up, that was stupid. Do you like that?
Yes, of course.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never seen anything dumber.
Spider-Man's like back there too.
But then they didn't even. The thing is, they didn't even win though, and that wasn't the thing that stopped.
You're talking about the Avengers, or
and the Avengers.
We're not going into that.
No, but
let's go back to Eowyn.
I prefer this scene than the Avengers.
Eowyn was cool, but that line was kind of cringy. I'm not gonna lie.
It was so good.
That was so stupid.
But she's right. I mean, she got him on a technicality.
I know. I love it.
Yeah, but that's not an actual. That's not a rule of the game.
They probably were exaggerating.
It is in this. Go Tolkien.
She's in the kingdom of man. So she's a man. No man.
She's a woman.
No, that's not a technicality.
Apparently, in Middle Earth, it is.
That's probably.
Anyway,
it was probably an exaggeration that he couldn't die. It was probably just it's really hard to kill him. Because she killed him with a sword. It wasn't like
exactly. I was like, so he's a spirit.
Yeah.
I'm very much not sure about that yet.
But also it was either Merry or Pippin.
His sword immediately
well, I guess he's also not a man.
Merry.
So
it's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, he's not a man.
Yeah, good point. I mean, the Hobbits showed a lot of heart with the fighting in this.
Okay, I was about to say the Hobbits popped off in the movie.
Yeah. Definitely unrealistic.
Every single one of them.
Also, the one thing that really holds back all of these types of movies, and this goes for like most fantasy movies, is all all the times you see them ride into battle, and it's just like a complete crapshoot, like who's gonna die and who's gonna live.
That's so true.
And it's never the characters that are important to the movie that just randomly die.
They're like always basically the other people. Immune.
And they don't even get wounded hardly.
No, not really. The biggest wound was like Aragorn. It's because he fell off a friggin' mountain.
Yeah, all those arrows that get volleyed at them, and it's like none of those arrows are gonna hit.
Nope.
I guess Theoden died, but.
If you think about it in history, well, that's different. Like in history, I think about like George Washington never died in battle, but it's because like he was never like at the forefront.
Yeah, that's what I was impressed.
But, like, he wasn't.
I was very impressed by like the leadership being like, I'm going to lead these people into battle. Yeah. Like think about it now. The generals Aragorn. Are so far behind the lines, like in battle. Yeah.
What's his name?
Theoden. Yeah. So and nowadays it's like you're in a fortress and you're commanding troops. Mm-hmm. It's like what's that one Stanley Kubrick movie? Paths of Glory. It's like the generals that basically are like they like command their troops to like do stuff, and then it's like it's basically a suicide mission and they're commanding them to do it. So the troops don't do it and then they get mad at them. But like they're also not out there like doing the suicide mission. They're just telling them, because it gets to be this power complex where it's like I can just throw these people out there.
Yeah.
Whereas
that's awesome.
And now I'm looking at Zach's computer. But all I'm saying is that it's cool in Lord of the Rings that the leaders are like so. Well, some of them aren't that great. We'll get into some of the leaders that was pretty poor in this movie. Gosh. But Aragorn and King Theoden and Gandalf, they always are just like the first people out there.
Yeah, like Gandalf, especially. Yeah. He's in the middle.
So they might, I guess they're doing this because they have to. Because like obviously they know a lot of people are going to die, but they don't really have a choice because otherwise the armies will march to them and they'll die anyway.
Yeah.
So apparently in the book, the fate of the Witch King is that the Witch King doesn't die by the hands of a man, but a woman. So they just played it to the feminist perspective.
I bet they wrote that line like outside of the book. I could be wrong. Correct me.
For sure. There's no way. Unless, I don't know.
Whoever wrote it was probably like, this is so clever. Like, they were probably patting themselves on the back for that one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I thought the moment itself was good, though.
Yeah.
She was a good character.
Yeah.
The one thing sorry.
No.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
The one thing they really downplayed was the love triangle. They barely.
Oh no, I was about to say that too. Okay, yeah.
What happened to her? Does she end up with something?
Aragorn freaking broke her.
Eowyn and Faramir
she should go with
end up together.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, yeah.
Wait, so but the last thing he says to her is, "What you were seeking."
I'm a shadow of a man that like basically can't love her.
Yeah, what you are seeking, you will not find, or something.
Give you, and then she breaks her heart, and then she goes off to battle. Nah, I mean, just
way more intense.
She literally goes off to battle right after that, and I'm like, she's just ready to die at that point, low-key.
Yeah, but they don't build it up at all, like in the movie, because they don't have time. Maybe they do in the extended cuts.
Like the tension between them.
Yeah, but it's like very brief.
Isn't it just one scene?
No,
it's more than one scene.
There's multiple scenes they interact with, and then she's
and
fighting,
2 towers.
and then they when they're all partying after the first battle. No, this is in the second.
The
second movie, when they're partying after the first battle, like they have like a little moment. Yeah.
Oh, and then doesn't she ask about the necklace?
And he's like trying to keep his options open because he doesn't know whether his girlfriend's going to like decide to be immortal and leave him behind. Which is also, I think, Tolkien wasn't particularly good at writing female characters, but even so, I kind of left him on the back burner in the movies. I feel like
who
the female characters.
Well, yeah.
No, yeah.
But it's maybe like Tolkien's fault
anyway
because they I mean, he kind of like the whole Arwen. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Is like it always seems forced because, I mean, that's the way he wrote it. Like it was like she was so separated from the rest of the journey. So anytime they switch to Arwen, you're like, wait, what are we doing now? Like, I'm just trying to think. I know what's going on because I'm familiar with Lord of the Rings. But if I was just like watching it for the first time, I'd be like, we keep flipping back to.
Is that confirmed?
We keep flipping back to. That's what I said. We keep flipping back to
Arwen and Elrond, and you're like, this is like way back. Like we already were there. Why are we going back there? Yeah. It takes a little inferring to like understand what the elves are even doing. Like they're leaving. They're going across the sea.
The eternal land. I don't know where they're going.
Yeah, because they're immortal and they're just like, see ya. Good luck, everybody.
Basically.
I'm also confused why Frodo had to leave.
Huh?
Had to leave what?
At the end.
He didn't have to. He was just... I think it was something that they also kind of skipped over. Like in the book, and in the extended version, I think too, there's a lot more like that goes on after. Like halfway through the book, the ring has gone into the Mount Doom. So that means there's another half of the book that you still have after the climax. So there's a lot. It's like normally it's like climax, build, climax, quick down.
That's how the movie.
Lord of the Rings, it's more like a slow downgrade. And there's like like the Shire gets attacked and like burned and stuff.
That would have been more interesting.
That's at the very end, but it's stuff that they had to cut out because they didn't have enough time. And I don't even think they had the sacking of the Shire in the extended edition.
But you know what their explanation in this movie is? He says, Frodo, it is time, and he says, yes, we have saved the Shire, but not for me. That's all he says.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just he's like it's so much weight and he's so depressed he just can't live. It's like all the movies we've been watching about Vietnam. Like you just can't go back to regular life. And Sam,
the Battle of Mordor is Vietnam.
Yeah, basically.
Is that what Tolkien wrote it before it happened?
I mean, he was basically predicting Vietnam in this movie, if you couldn't tell.
Then what's your favorite Vietnam movie?
I think it's the I wanted to say The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
The Deer Hunter.
Yeah, The Deer Hunter is my favorite.
Okay.
And I think Full Metal Jacket's my second favorite.
Okay.
Or Apocalypse Now, I can't decide.
You like Full Metal Jacket more than Apocalypse Now?
They're so different.
They're very different.
So I don't know how you decide.
Anna, you gotta watch these.
Okay.
Yeah. Vietnam.
Tonight.
Jacob's Ladder is my least favorite.
Okay, I won't watch it.
Don't even bother with Jacob's Ladder, Anna.
Okay.
Forrest Gump.
That's the only one I've actually
Forrest
heard.
Gump technically is a Vietnam movie.
Well, that's my favorite.
It's like Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to think out what other ones I could technically throw.
Sorry. Yeah.
Well, Lord of the Rings is sort of a Vietnam movie. I guess that'd be like my third favorite.
So they just kill random orcs here and there?
Yeah. Oh, that is the nice thing about Lord of the Rings. It's like really convenient. Is that like they make all the villains like orcs, so you don't have to care about them at all.
I care about... Oh, did Christopher Lee die before this one? He's not in it.
He's not in it. He does he not die in the third one? He doesn't die in the second one, right?
Nope.
I'm trying to remember what happens with Sauron. I feel like he is a part of the third book somehow, but I can't remember.
No, well, they chalk it up to, at the very beginning of the third movie, they're like, they go to Isengard and they're like, the wizard is locked in his tower, and then they're like, okay, and guard him. So they never show Saruman, but they say he's in the tower and he's just kind of sulking along.
Oh, his death scene was cut entirely. That's probably the character I was talking about in the third one that we just don't know what happened.
Because I think they've just filmed all these movies at one time. I could be wrong.
They came out a year apart each.
They separated out releasing them, but I think
by 1 year,
that's
it.
Yeah. I think all the filming was done at one time.
That makes sense. If it's 1 year apart, I expected 5 years apart for these. That's crazy. Wow.
It's honestly like crazy first time, yeah.
So why would they cut out Saruman's death scene? He was an important antagonist.
No, because I guess
think after Isengard,
I guess it was more of a symbolic ending, like with Isengard falling. And then the focus was on Sauron in the third book because he's really the big... It's like the tiers of bad guys, like Gollum, lowest level. Saruman, middle. Sauron, highest.
Also, Pippin is so dumb. Was he the one that took Saruman's eye?
Pippin's
Wait,
dumb.
is there...
is the fool in the movie, okay?
You fool of a took.
But then he looks at him and he's like, oh.
But
you can't be mad at him.
Saruman's eye doesn't have the drawing in powers like the ring. Correct?
No, but
was Pippin drawn to the eye of Saruman?
No,
he was just being dumb.
I think he was just being curious. I think once he put his
by
hand,
looking at it once.
If I were Gandalf,
No, it's not Saruman exactly. I think that was part of it that drew him, but it was mainly the orb thing. That thing. Gandalf says in the first movie, "What the what?" I'm sorry.
Continue.
Clown was on the
Continue. This is a distraction.
Gandalf says in the first movie, he says like to Saruman, he's like, that should not be easily messed with. Like it's got like really dark powers. So I think that's part of that draws with him in. It's just like dark magic and the orb thing.
He's so stupid.
Crystal ball thing.
And why does Gandalf sleep with his eyes open?
That is a good question.
Everyone should learn to.
I think that is probably a good answer, though. Yeah, he's
because he thought he was awake. That's genius.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
But then
I'm also confused about Gandalf. So like this guy, first he was gray, okay?
Yes,
then he dies, okay? But it shows him survive. But when he falls to the mountain thing in the middle of the abyss after he fights that dragon or devil thing.
Yes.
He's there for how long?
A long time.
But I don't get it.
I still feel like it's more of it felt like a long time, but it wasn't actually.
But he said he said it's been like 10,000 years.
I thought he said it felt like 10,000 years. I could be wrong.
We need to fact check this a bit.
I'll look it up.
That's important change of wording.
In the meantime.
Because obviously he came back, and if he was in somewhere removed from time, maybe even. I don't know.
That's true.
Also, I looked it up and it said that this movie took place over 20 years, but then there was when Frodo first gets the ring and when he actually leaves, there's supposedly a 17-year gap.
I knew there was a gap. I didn't know it was that long.
And so the whole the mission, like the
3
quest,
years?
takes like 18 months, and then there's probably another 18 months of
this movie said 13
downgrade.
months.
13 months?
This movie said from the beginning to the end was 13 months.
Okay, 13. No, that might be right. And so then I guess the other...
Said that in the movie?
They said it at the end, yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
When it was going over the map.
And then I think the down period must be the rest of the time, like after the ring is dropped in.
Well, I'm looking at this up.
Question though. Why did the ring float on top of the...
That scared me so bad. I was like, someone's gonna swoop in. It's not gonna do it.
Haven't you seen it?
The first time I watched it.
Oh, sorry.
I don't remember that part, but then I was like, what?
I think it's just for dramatic effect.
Yeah, I think it is probably. It's probably not like a huge meaning to it.
Yeah.
I did like the moment that with the whole ring and like them fighting at the
Gollum
wall,
biting off his finger.
Yeah, and I thought it looked kind of stupid how he was like invisible and he was like biting off his finger.
It was
but
so funny. I literally remember watching that for the first time.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to remember whether when I first read The Lord of the Rings, whether I was like sad. I think I was sad Gollum died.
Oh, I liked Gollum, yeah.
And I didn't want him to. I wanted cute. Redemption for him, and he. What ultimately I think is said about him is that he served his purpose, so he's more of a utility than anything.
I think Gandalf says that too.
Yeah, well, because at one point earlier in the movies, I think he says something like he
says that in the Hobbit.
Have a purpose or something, or somebody says something like that. I think.
No, you're right. Is it when they're in the cave?
It might be.
Oh my goodness, this is a whole page just about how long Gandalf and the Balrog fell down that area.
Seems accurate.
Wow. And their estimated time is 5 minutes, based on the material of each of their bodies. I'm reading this after. This is insane.
On the material of the bodies.
Yes, it says you know nothing of the physicality of Balrog's body, meaning you cannot compute its mass, whether you possess lighter than air capabilities, whether it uses the heat of its flames to slow its descent, control its descent, or not at all.
So this is just an example of how nerdy you can get about reading into the details. Some of it has to be like when you're looking at consistency things, just like oversights, right, in the story. Like there's got to be a few, right? I'm sure Tolkien didn't think of everything, or the movie didn't portray it in the right way. Another question: why are all the cities like built like they look so weird? The cities look so strange because they're all on like the side of mountains. Like Rohan is like a hill in the middle of a plain. There's no other hills around it. There's just one hill. And it's steep, and they built a town on it.
What's your question?
My question: why? Like, I think I figured it out kind of on my own. I was like, well, I guess they have to have walls because they're going to get attacked by these places, but it would still seem like a strange way to build a city. Maybe I'm just not familiar with like medieval city building.
I don't know. How long was he under Sauron's control?
Wait, who are you?
The king.
The king?
Yeah.
No, this has nothing to do with... That would have nothing to do with how the city was built.
No, I didn't know if he built it.
No. I think it had been around. I think all the cities have been around for a while.
Okay.
But that reminds me of Denethor, who I did not like in this movie. And
Denethor was...
He was the steward.
Was he? Oh, he was the dad?
He was the worst.
Oh, the dad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because, well,
They got a Boromir.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he was like in the book.
Boromir.
He was probably something like this.
I don't remember either.
Oh,
but
he was
so
still
mean.
like this, but...
He was insufferable in the movie.
Yes. And he was supposed to be.
But in like there was no like, it was like an annoying. It's like that scene where he's eating stuff.
Yeah.
And
he's
then
like, sing me a song.
And it pops all over his face.
And the song is so
like,
nice.
The song is nice. And then like
so nice. It's kind of creepy though.
The riders are like getting massacred, and he's just like eating like chicken.
No, that like whole song is like a trance. Yeah.
Well, two things. One, I thought the line where he's like, "It depends on the manner of which you come back," where he's talking about if he'll love his son. I was like, that's so mean. And then the other.
No, go ahead.
I was about to say, was it Merry or Pippin who's a great singer?
It's Merry. That's
it's Merry.
It's Merry. Yeah.
No, it's Pippin that's with him.
It's Pippin.
Pippin's voice is it's definitely Merry. No. Pippin's voice is beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I wondered whether the actor actually like sang that. Probably not.
It sounded a little out of tuney.
Holly boy.
Oh, Ben, you're good. You're so good.
No, and then he literally at the end, like, this character's just bad the whole way through. He literally tries to burn his son alive.
Why did he do that?
You are so happy.
It's just so. I mean, I think he's just depressed. But like, other than that, he's just like out of it. So he's like.
Did he think his son was dead?
He thought he was dead, but like he didn't even try to see if he was alive. Even though Pippin's like, he's alive, he's alive.
Why don't they care to explain that?
It does. That's his actions show it.
I feel like
he's like, no, my son is dead.
I feel like the thing with his character is they like,
and then he just wants to.
He feels very out of place in the movie because any scene he's in, you're like, wait, what? Why does this have to do with the rest of the movie? Like, and I'm sure in the book there's a lot more description. Is all I'm saying. I keep going back to that, but
that's everything.
They had to have him because you can't completely cut him out because he's like ruling over the city, but.
I mean, yeah, I think that's kind of just it. Like, he's the ruler of the city right now that Aragorn is the heir to. So it's kind of showing, like, the bad situation that Gondor's
and he doesn't want Aragorn.
And the need for Aragorn to
But does Faramir not care that Gondor belongs to Aragorn now?
He doesn't really have time
to... No, his dad's dead, his brother's dead.
Yeah, but now I feel like he'd be like, no, that's my throne.
I can't remember whether he was, but I think he was more chill about it than his brother and his dad were.
Okay.
Yeah.
His dad liked Boromir better, right? That was part of it.
Yeah, he said.
Boromir was.
He said, "Yes, I wish that."
Yep.
He says, "You wish that Boromir was alive and I were dead."
And that's when he goes out to battle and basically, like, also commits suicide almost.
Yeah. And then Gandalf tries to stop him, like, "Your father loves you." Gandalf, that was such a lie.
He tried.
Gandalf's
kind of like the counselor for everyone.
That's true. Gandalf is like, yeah. He was in there for 19 days.
I think I'm so confused. Like
that seems accurate.
By how much power Gandalf has, because in some senses you're like, isn't Gandalf like super powerful? Can he just like throw his wand and like a bunch of orcs die? But that never happens, so it's like, you don't get the sense that he actually
he's the brains.
No, he does. It's just like a different kind of wizardry. Like he gets his power from like deep mad like
Eru.
Like that one time when he like with King Theoden, he like had to like say a bunch of crazy stuff.
Oh, I see. It would take too much time.
Yeah, so it's not just like Harry Potter. He's like,
what do you mean it would take too much time? He's just like, it's not worth it. Like he's in a battle.
Well, I almost wonder whether he's just like, I could do this, but I'm gonna let the humans deal with their problems themselves and help them a little bit, like whether it's something like that.
So is there another race of wizards or no?
Huh?
He was specially created, wasn't he?
No, I think there's a council of wizards.
Yeah,
there's a council, but I'm saying like a race.
I don't know how.
Like how is he born? I don't know.
Like what's his mom?
That is true. Like does he become? Wait, that is true. Is he like?
Who's Gandalf's mom? I'm looking at.
What is a wizard? Yeah. Are you born a wizard or do you become a wizard?
This is why people read the Silmarillion, I think. Maybe this stuff isn't answered in the Silmarillion, though. I have no idea.
There are no questions answering who is Gandalf's mom. Yeah, there's nothing. Gandalf's original name was Olorin. He was named Gandalf by the Ancient Man of Middle-earth.
The Ancient Man?
Men.
Oh, the Ancient Man.
That's my braces, Ben.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So they unify men. So I was trying to think whether I was trying to wonder. I was attempting to wonder about. No, I was wondering if there was some message about like trying to unify, like because think about our world, like there's all humans, but there's no like external threat that's not human. that is intelligent, I guess. But in this world, it's like all the men can gather around each other by the fact that we're all like human and we're fighting against orcs. Although there were some men who were on the side of Sauron, mercenaries,
pirates, but then we never even see the pirates.
But we don't have to feel bad about killing them because they sided with Sauron, so what the heck.
Yeah. I know who Gandalf. He was sent to Earth with 5 other Maiar. Those are the wizards. And he was sent. There were 5 of them sent. They took human forms, and Gandalf was one of them. Wow. So Saruman is another one.
And then there's a brown, somebody the brown.
There's a brown one.
Yeah.
Elf of the Brown.
And
10 days.
It's because he wears brown clothes.
Or the other one?
Oh, he lasted for 10 days or 19 days.
I don't know.
So he's immortal. So he did die with Balrog.
It's Radagast. Radagast the Brown.
Yeah.
He's in The Hobbit, I think.
He's got bird poop in his hair.
Interesting. So
That's all I remember.
What?
He's a Maiar?
Wait.
I believe so, yes.
I was going to go back to, I totally forgot to say this when we were mentioning Gollum, but I'm watching Andor right now.
Is it good?
Yeah.
I've heard great things
really
about
good.
it.
We're on the finale.
Who's we?
Me and Katie and Kenzie.
Oh.
My whole house. Not the whole house. But no, the actor, what's his name? That plays Gollum.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, he's in it, but he's like old right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
He's in Marvel as well.
Well, he's in those, and it's just like funny because like I saw him. I didn't know he was gonna be in any other. Actually,
does he say,
I take that
precious?
back. Yeah, he does.
No, it was so cool to see Andy Serkis go from looking like a normal looking dude to like Gollum.
Yeah, but now like I literally can't see the man without thinking of Gollum. So I feel really bad for him because it's probably everybody.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't have become famous without Gollum. I don't
True.
think he would have never got the opportunities he has with.
And I just can't like also see like his smile just always looks creepy to me.
He has kind of that type of face.
Yeah.
Oh, another fact. Sorry, I'm just spitting facts right now. Gandalf stayed in Middle Earth for 4 years after the ring was destroyed, spending most of his time with the guy that you guys said, Tom Bombadil.
What?
It doesn't say what they were doing.
No.
There's Bombadil.
But apparently that's what happened. So
Tom Bombadil's the most confusing character in the Lord of the Rings.
Gandalf was the embodiment of good.
Yeah, but that's like a thing. But apparently, like...
Oh, it's the highest rank of wizards. That's why he became...
So he did die against the Balrog, and then he was... When Maiars die, they get reborn. So that's why he became the White. Oh. So that makes sense.
So that means Saruman died at one point.
They couldn't have spent 1 second, like 10 seconds explaining that in the movie.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's probably above the heads of the hobbits, so they just are like, oh, he's back.
Yeah,
Can we talk about the very end, how, like, Frodo goes, Gandalf!
Oh, yeah.
And they just smile at each other.
Gandalf is like everyone's grandpa.
It's so good.
The very end is just him hugging everybody.
It's so happy. The hobbit's, like, jumping on the bed.
Why does everybody love him? What's so good about him?
Frodo?
Gandalf.
Oh, Gandalf.
He's fun to be around. I mean...
Come on.
Like, remember the fireworks and stuff? Like, he's a cool guy. He does cool stuff.
Grandpapa.
Why?
Grandpa.
If he were my grandpa, that would be, like, sweet.
Well,
yeah.
My grandpa's a wizard. I would brag about it at school.
No one would believe you.
They'd be like, what?
Nerd.
They'd be like, my grandpa's a Maiar.
Okay, did anyone else laugh when the steward of Gondor fell off the tower?
Yeah.
On fire?
Yeah, I just laughed.
You're like, yeah, suck it.
Basically. No,
he's so stupid though. Like, why do you like the? I mean, I don't know. He's just not the smartest guy ever.
He's not. The elephants were cool.
Oh yeah.
What they call
Oliphants.
The Oliphants.
That's a pretty uncreative name.
No one will believe back home we saw Oliphants. It's so cute.
But then they came home. Well, not home. Somewhere. Yeah. No, overall, I mean, this is definitely my favorite for a few reasons. I think the character arcs finally came to fruition.
Yes,
I was glad.
I know you were ready for that.
Yes, I was glad. It took 9 hours of my life. I think the best character arc was Sam, by far. I think his character arc is we need to stay, I'm going to say the word human, knowing that they're not human. We need to stay human within these circumstances. And
remember home. That's why he adjusted better.
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
Because he remembered that was his hope.
Mm-hmm. And
he married his girl.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Rosie, whatever her last name was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Rosie Wise? Sam Wise?
Oh, yeah. Rosie Gamgee.
Gamgee. Yeah. That reminds me of kimchi.
All right.
Are you too much of a fan if you name your son Sam, but it's like Sam Wise instead of Samuel? Are you like too obsessed with it?
Oh my gosh. No, bet. So many people probably have. Like, actually. I should look that up.
Let's see. I'm going to look up how many kids are named Gandalf in the U.S.
I hope it's 0. Oh my gosh. Man.
There were 5 births between 1984 and 2018 named Gandalf.
No.
We need to round up the 5 people
it's
named...
It's not spelled the same.
No, this right here.
We need to round...
with an A.
Oh.
So they spelled it wrong.
Wait.
So we need to round up the 5 people named Gandalf.
Wait, maybe I just spelled it wrong.
Have them on the podcast.
Let's see. Boy, okay. I'm gonna search it.
This is we present to you the important information to know here at the Movie Vault.
How many Gandalfs are there?
You know what's important?
What?
Insurance.
Oh, that Anna, you are ahead of the game because I was actually just thinking we should do our ad break now, and Anna beat me to it.
I got you.
So
been doing this long enough.
She knows Hedman Anglin Agency is a great way to save money on auto, home, and business insurance. If you have a wizardry business or maybe not a wizardry business,
a ring welding business,
bring a power business. You have an Elvish language translation business.
Boom.
Then call the number.
You raise elephants?
614-486-7300.
Why did you?
614-486-7300. And if you do, make sure you tell them that Ben and Zach sent you.
And Anna.
And Anna too.
No, you don't have to.
Wow. I'm looking up the Gandalf name, and then I looked up other names that kids name their people name their kids. One of them's the F word.
Oh my.
That's crazy.
That's just mean.
That's just
You
cruel.
should not be alled to do that.
No, that should be.
That's when
when
we limit your free speech. I mean, there's other moments
that's
too,
when
but
they go by their middle name, unless asked.
Yeah, yeah. So 5 kids were named Gandalf.
Do you think they pronounce it differently?
Gandalf.
It's Fook.
Ben, can we bleep that out?
I didn't say it.
He didn't say it. She didn't say it.
Can we bleep it out?
We can bleep it out though.
Let's do it.
Oh no! It's gonna sound like I'm cussing.
Let's do it.
Oh, that'd be funny.
I should just do it then.
Yeah.
Nah.
Ben, what was your favorite story arc? Both of ours are Sam.
Yeah. I didn't say that. I just said I like Sam.
He's not your favorite?
My favorite story arc is Mary.
Oh.
That's actually not true.
Oh.
It's Aragorn.
Oh, okay. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay. Because he finally takes his throne.
He just, yeah. Like, he literally goes from being a rider, his name Ryder, and not wanting anything to do with it, to finding all these friends. He seemed like a loner before. And then he realizes...
He was definitely a loner. When the first time you see him, he's by himself in that bar.
Yeah.
Huh.
Then he knew Gandalf.
Are we talking about Aragorn's arc?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. The one thing about Aragorn's arc is it seems like in the movies... I keep saying in the movies, I shouldn't even say this. It seems like when I was watching, I was like, well, he does have an arc, and he does become the king, but it's a little bit, like, understated. I don't know. That's how I felt. Maybe it was the acting, like...
Yeah, like, he's not my favorite actor, but...
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen, love the guy. He has the perfect face to be Aragorn, but at the same time, I don't feel like he has as much gravitas.
I feel like, yeah.
So it's like... And maybe that's consistent with Aragorn's character. I don't know. Like, maybe that's why he's a loner. Like, that is an awkward transition, right? I'm loner to now I'm, like, the king of the land. So maybe it just is, like, comes with that arc. But
he definitely has that, like, intense stare thing down. Like, intense, like, pondering, serious.
What is that called? Like, the white guy.
Huh?
There's a name for it.
There is? Mm-hmm. You have to be white? White man stare.
I think it's called the white man stare.
Stop.
Where
I don't think that's what I'm talking about.
Where you look into it. Look into someone's eyes.
I don't think that's what I'm talking about, though.
But what are you talking about then?
I don't know.
What would be a situation where you would make that face? So I can have context.
Whatever, Aragorn.
like in
he does it when he's talking like real serious.
Oh, okay.
And he's just like talking with someone, and then he's like stops talking, and he just holds the stare. Like with Eowyn, they like stop talking at one point, but like that's not like the.
Like his emotionless
like a flirty
face.
stare either.
Is he being emotionless or just trying to hold it in?
Yeah.
So his constipated face.
Yeah, there you
go. Okay.
So I saw Viggo Mortensen in what's that movie called? 13 Lives. And it was weird because it's like he's so much older and he doesn't have any hair, and you're like, this is the same guy. Honestly, it might have been a better performance than Lord of the Rings in 13 Lives.
I feel like he's not given depth in this movie.
Yeah, it might not be his fault though. You're right. It's more of he's more of a stone than some of the other characters are.
I missed the tree beard. I wish he was in it more.
Yeah, he was only in briefly.
the end should have came in at the end.
They could have used him at the end.
Yeah, with the elephants, they could have just like pushed the elephant over.
What if the trees rid the elephant?
Army of the Dead is a cheat code, man.
Yeah. Also, can we talk about how that's like with with Orlando Bloom there? It's literally Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, true.
Yeah, you're right.
I just watched that for the first time, by the way. I know I'm late.
That movie is so good.
It's so good. And literally after watching that now, I watched this and I'm like, so I would have seen it as like just Lord of the Rings. But now that I've watched Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm like,
Lord of the Pirates of the Caribbean rings.
Needlessly, they probably used the same technology to make the ghosts, I would guess. Right? They had a very similar style.
Which movie came first?
I think
this.
I think this might have been filmed first, but I think Pirates came out in like 2001.
This came out in 2000.
It was a similar time.
Oh. Is this the first?
Yeah, Curse of the Black Pearl was the first one.
2003.
2003.
What is this?
This was 2003 as well.
Oh, wow. Same time. Good job, Orlando. Good job.
Big year for Orlando Bloom.
And he's so different in both movies. It's crazy.
Also is not that good of an actor, I don't think.
Stop.
He's perfect for being...
Legolas.
Maybe it's like what you're defining being a good actor. Because all of these people are good in the role that they play.
Exactly.
I think.
Like the elves have a certain poise to them.
Yeah.
This is what I define as a good actor. Not being able to play the part effectively and being very bland and emotionless and going through a scene without having any facial expressions.
That's a good actor.
Yeah, that's why I think Orlando Bloom is great.
He has slight facial expressions that make him a good actor.
He had one good line where he said, "Why not next to a friend?"
Gimli is like way better.
He says, "I."
John Rhys Davies is way better because John Rhys Davies knows how to be a side character, I think. I don't know that Orlando Bloom was necessarily like a lead at this point. He's still not really a lead.
He's a side, yeah.
He was like a co-lead in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
But
also,
he wasn't bad in that.
Gimli's best line in this movie was, what was it? The one where he's like, "What are we waiting for?"
No, yeah. He's like, little chance of survival, unmatched or uneven odds, big enemy or something. He's like, huh, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, that was good. That was my favorite one.
There was another one. When Legolas kills the elephant and he goes, "That still only counts as one."
My favorite.
That was
I
great.
love that they count too.
And then another one when they entered the cave and Legolas went before him. He said, "An elf going into a cave before a dwarf, and the dwarf's scared. That's never happened before. I better go in." Or I butchered it completely, but he said something along the lines of like,
he has so many rules.
Dwarves go into
great one-liners,
Yeah.
So do the dwarves and the elves like have? What is their history?
I think they have like beef pretty much.
I think they like probably went to war. I don't know.
I would guess the elves think that
dwarves are short, elves are tall.
The dwarves, the elves, I think the dwarves are crude because they are like cavemen, like live in a cave.
The elves are like elegant, sophisticated.
Yeah. Okay. So that's probably wrong. I don't know if they ever went to war with each other. They probably did at some point. I think there was some stuff with the dwarves. They get more into dwarves in the Hobbit.
And then they're just like not there for each other, maybe.
Because in the Hobbit, there's like 10 dwarves.
There's a ton, yeah.
Yeah. So that go with 12, Bilbo. I don't know. So.
Are they is it similar to Snow White?
Exactly like that.
Is it?
You know, the Hobbit's actually similar.
The Hobbit actually falls under a sleep spell.
The Hobbit's actually similar to
Snow White?
Lord of the Rings.
Okay, I guess I've never seen Snow White.
Because if you think about it, the Hobbit is also, we're going to go journey and go to this place, and then something's going to happen, and we're going to go back. Because the Hobbit is like, The Hobbit or There and Back Again. So it's like, and then, so I guess Tolkien, for all of the like praise he gets, the only story he knows how to make is like, we're going forwards and then we're turning around and we're going backwards. He never watched, Apocalypse Now was after his time, where they only go forward.
When he goes to the store, he just goes right to the store, goes back, then goes somewhere else every time he goes somewhere.
Yeah.
And when he walks to the kitchen, he has to walk back to his room and then go to the bathroom.
He didn't like Narnia, but at least in Narnia, they like go around in circles. Although there are some where they just go out, like Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Just depends on the story.
Yeah. I don't know. Narnia, I remember more because I've seen it more, but I feel like now I'm going to remember this more because this, I will say, for you said 2003?
Yeah.
It was really good.
So good.
Yeah, effects.
Yeah. I think a lot of it. Shelob was amazing.
Yeah. She got a lot of detail.
Shelob holds up.
Who was that again?
The spider.
Oh, yes.
Spider was so gross.
So gross.
Yeah.
So disgusting.
My sister couldn't watch that part.
Do you like spiders, Anna?
I mean, they're fine. I'll kill them. Sorry.
If I saw a giant one, I would be terrified.
You would kill spiders?
I do kill spiders.
Wow. I never expected that from you.
In the house.
You're a non-killer person.
In the house.
Do you like spiders?
I mean, I'm sort of indifferent about spiders. I don't really like spiders, but I mean, you used to have a spider, Spanky.
Yeah, but
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
That was you guys who got it for me, not me.
Well, I wasn't really part of that, but yeah.
I didn't pick it out.
Spanky.
It
wasn't because you wanted.
People just showed up at my house and brought a spider and said, "Here, it's yours.
So
now you have to take care of it." I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Gift.
Oh man, Spanky, R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P. Spanks.
Yeah.
Spanky was like a little Shelob.
Yeah, he was.
Wait, be honest. Did you think that? What did you think was gonna happen with Sam and Frodo after they destroyed the ring? Like they were gonna die there? Or?
Oh no.
Did you envision the Eagles?
The what?
The Eagles.
Oh.
It's always the Eagles.
What do you mean?
That saved them.
Oh, like did I envision that would happen? No, I thought that. Like for in the back of my mind, I was thinking like Sam's gonna push him off, but I was like, I would have heard of that more. It would have been more of a famous thing that I would have heard, you know. But then I was like, okay, well they're probably both gonna survive because they're not gonna kill off Frodo, because I would have heard about that. If anything, they're gonna kill off Sam, which I wish they did. Not because I don't like Sam, I love Sam, but because that would have been very dramatic. But
I don't think that would have helped the movie.
Tolkien's not about dramatic. Yeah.
You don't think that it would have had a bigger effect?
It would have had an effect, but I kind of like seeing Sam like happy at the end.
Yeah, we all like it. We all love it.
Exactly, and that's what Tolkien's about. He's a history buff. He's a friendship journey.
If he's a history buff, then he knows that people die.
That's true. He could have made it.
History. That's why he made his own history.
Just read all the other books. They're like way more depressing.
That's true.
Okay. Well, that's true.
Like I'll tell you about one thing off camera in one of his other books that was like so weird that I stopped reading the book and never finished it.
You're like, okay, Tolkien.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
let's just say it was a little bit more Game of Thrones.
Was it incestual?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there we go.
But it wasn't on purpose.
Here's the thing. Ben says I'm going to tell you off camera, then I bring it up anyway. So I'm sorry.
Yeah. Because he gets the. Well, I sort of gave it away.
This is why.
Well, Game of Thrones is what that means.
Yeah, that's what I. Yeah.
When someone says
code word.
When someone uses Game of Thrones as an adjective, it means incest.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Don't watch Game of Thrones. Watch Lord of the Rings. It's so much more wholesome.
No, this is better. Honestly.
So good.
Game of Thrones was way different.
This is way better. Now?
Will I watch it? Down the line, yes. I definitely will.
We're going to do another one?
Yeah,
I'll come back.
We should. Because I've actually never seen The Hobbit. Any of them. So.
So good.
So
you know all about this.
Well, I've read The Hobbit like multiple times.
And you've read it and you haven't seen the films. But it's one book. Right?
It's one book. It's more because I'm a purist, and they definitely added a lot more into the Hobbit than they did.
But like they're good.
Lord of the Rings, because the book for the Hobbit's like half the size of one book for the Lord of the Rings. It's like a shorter book.
And they made 3 films.
Because you know what they care about at the end of the day.
Peter Jackson
starts with a D. Dollar.
Oh, you should have said M.
Oh my God.
No, but if Sam died, for me, that would have punched me in the face. But it didn't. And then the last 10 minutes of the movie were him and Frodo staring at each other. It was like Iceman and Maverick.
I had it on my Be Real. I posted like a picture of the movie, and it was like Frodo and Sam like so close to each other. It's like
their noses are like rubbing against each other.
Yeah,
they're like,
I love you, Mr. Frodo.
You were my only hope. You're the only thing that got me through it,
Mr. Frodo.
Oh my god.
Hey, that's how things are sometimes. Yeah.
Emotions just run high.
Yeah. No, but I'm glad Aragorn finally got his time to shine.
Yeah.
Even if it was a little bit flat. Legolas and Gimli, they could have been not even in the movies, and it wouldn't affect me. But Legolas is my favorite character.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's my favorite character, but he's unnecessary. Very, very much unnecessary. Does nothing, in fact.
There are so many instances where he saved everyone's lives.
No, like 5. No, they save each other's lives.
Everyone's lives.
No, they put Legolas in there to give some cool fight scenes because he's the best fighter.
Yes.
He is. Like when he was on that elephant, that was like
him climbing the elephant.
That was a copy of Star Wars, by the way.
That's because he's an elf, which they didn't really explain why like Legolas is like not really like part of the other elves.
There's really cool elf fights. Sorry, in The Hobbit, but it's got Legolas in it. It's on like the river.
He's in The Hobbit?
Yes.
Oh.
He's not in the book of The Hobbit, but he's in the movie.
So they just do it for money then?
Yeah, kind of.
And we live on Land of Bloom.
And same with Radagast, actually, the Brown. He's like, I think he's a more major character in The Hobbit. I think the second movie of The Hobbit goes into a lot of stuff that's like they draw from outside resources. Like it's still probably Tolkien influence, but it's just not in the books. And it's like there was one line that they mentioned Radagast the Brown in the book, and then now he's like a whole character.
Oh, interesting.
It's interesting. So if you have any thoughts about what we think about The Lord of the Rings, email us at themovievaultpod@gmail.com. Tweet at us at movievaultpod, I think. And follow us at themovievaultpod on Instagram. And just, do that. Listen to our episodes. Share it with your friends. Give us a 5-star on Spotify. What other things can I demand of you? 5-star on... we need to offset Leah giving us a 1-star review on Apple Podcasts. Give us a 5-star so that we can have a 4.9. Like, anyway. Sometimes you think people are your friends, but whatever. And then, Zach, would you like to address Ike and Jaden at all?
No.
Okay.
He's praying for you.
I probably shouldn't have brought it up.
I don't want to address it.
He doesn't even care about you guys. He's not even.
He
has so many other things to worry about other than you guys.
It's true. You see his whiteboard.
We're talking about Ike and Jaden. What are we talking about again? No, like what are you talking about? What'd they do?
Oh, Ike and Jaden threatened to kill Zach on their podcast. Essentially,
Zach,
happened.
You're talking to me.
Yeah.
In the third person?
Yeah, I'm talking to you in the third person.
He's talking about you.
Because I'm talking to the audience too. Okay. I know you're not supposed to do that, but you kind of. I mean, the part of the episode where I'm talking to the audience.
Okay.
And now I'm also.
Why do they want to kill me?
Because you won't follow them on Instagram.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So watch your shoulders.
My shoulder has cameras. I have a body cam.
Yeah, I guess we have beef with Backstage Cinema.
I have multiple body cams on me at all times.
Yeah.
So every circumference of my body is on camera at all times.
It's a little terrifying, but okay.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's time to close the vault.
Well, Anna, thank you. Sorry. Thank you for being on. We appreciate it.
Real trooper for being on, putting up with us for 3 straight episodes.
You're welcome.
Was it tough? Are we annoying?
No comment.
Be honest.
This is the part where you like fill out the survey at the end.
Did it take us a half hour to get ready because we were talking about other things?
This is correct. I was late. I'm late to everything. I expected them to be ready though. They were not. It took another half hour. Yep, that's true. But it's fine. They brought M&M's, not sponsored.
Billy Bragg.
Billy Bragg.
Yeah, I walk in there, have candy, they're listening to music. I'm like, okay.
We're just like the eccentric artists, We're like the odd, like you never know what to expect.
True.
That is that.
And yes, I called a podcast art, so.
Well, I shouldn't have had the nationwide logo.
I don't think you can see it, dude.
Okay, good.
Well,
anyway.
That part.
You said it, though.
Yeah, but I'm allowed to say I don't care.
Oh.
I'm just a big,
well,
I'm just a big fan.
You just said the words nationwide.
Yeah.
You don't even know what it is.
Yeah, insurance.
Is on your insurance.
Yeah, and I'm just a fan.
Yeah.
I love their insurance. Oh, no, I hate their insurance.
Wait, no.
Oh, no.
Just edit this all out.
All right. Well, now we better just shut the vault before anything else happens. All right. The eagles are coming. Screech, screech.
Fly, you fools.